This is Ryan Sturm from EngagedByPlay.com with a great activity for your classroom. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Zip Zap, by far one of the most popular games amongst my students. It works with a whole class. You can play it in a few minutes and teaches valuable social skills. To play this game, simply move to an open area in your classroom, have all the children stand in a circle, and you stand in the center. Then the basic round of this game consists of the teacher choosing a student at random, pointing to that student and saying, "Zip!" In which case, the student who's pointed at needs to duck. And each student on either side of the student who's ducking, this has started a duel, and they need to point at each other as fast as they can and say, "Zap!" And from here, the teacher is going to decide one of the three students to be out. Either they decide that the ducker did not duck fast enough, or the two on the outside who had the duel, whoever was the slowest, then that person would be out. Whoever is chosen as out must sit down for the rest of the game. Though don't fear, the games don't take that long. Also, for being the first person out, that person gets a special job, and you'll tell them, "For being the first person out, you get a special job," and I'll tell you what that is a little bit later. Then the game continues with rounds like that. The teacher points at a new student, and that student will duck, and the other two students will have a duel on either side and say, "Zap!" and the teacher will pick one of those students to be out. As the game continues, it gets a bit tricky because when people start sitting down, you may start a duel with a person farther away from you because the people who are seated do not count. Such as this in this picture, having these two people out make this person all the way over here have a duel right with this person. When there are only two people left in the game, you'll ask those two people to come to the center of the circle and stand back to back, Wild West shootout style. Then you'll ask, who was that person who was the first person out again? And you'll ask them to give you a number between 1 and 100. Say they pick 37. You say 37 is the magic number. When I say 37, you will duel and say zap to determine who is the champion. Then you'll start saying numbers. For example, you might say 42. And after each number, the duelists will take one step away from each other. Then you'll continue 58, 104, 1,000,007, 37. And they'll whirl around and they'll say zap. And whichever one is the fastest, you'll grab that person's hand, you'll put it up in the air to the wild applause from the rest of the class. And that's how you play Zip Zap. The thing that's great about this game is how well it helps practice sportsmanship. Almost everybody in the class is going to lose, and they'll have to handle losing in an appropriate way. And they may not agree with your decision. They might want to argue with you. You might, in fact, give the wrong decision on purpose just to try to get them to control themselves, even when they feel that sense of injustice. And so I think it's great after a session of this, after playing 1 or 2 times, to sit down in a circle and ask the question, who played this game in a way to make it fun for everybody? And pick out one of the behaviors you saw that you didn't like and talk about it, and talk about a better way to have handled that situation. If you'd like the instructions for this game, you can go to my website. They're free at EngagedByPlay.com. Download the PDF and print it out. While you're there, hopefully you'll find lots of other great activities and lessons for you to use in your classroom. Keep playing, everybody, and keep learning.